Hello friends, and not yet friends. You may have heard of guabao, a Taiwanese street food that was the hot trendy food thing a while back. Apologies to any of my Taiwanese viewers for my pronunciation or mispronunciation. They're cute little puffy steamed buns enveloping braised meat with cilantro, pickled mustard greens, and sprinkled with sweet ground peanuts. The perfect thing to veganize and make a bit healthier, in my opinion. I'll be showing you how to transform bland, slightly fruity, unripe jackfruit into mouth-watering 5-spice meatiness that's a little sweet, a little tangy, and super delicious. And how to make these soft steamed buns, which by the way can be frozen and steamed whenever you want them. If you like recipes like these, make sure to subscribe and hit the little bell icon to turn on notifications. I'll be posting lots of veganized Asian recipes this summer and I don't want you to miss a thing. As always, the link to the printable recipe on marystestkitchen.com is in the description box. If you have a well-stocked Asian market near you, you can probably find plain steamed buns in the frozen section. But making Chinese steamed buns is pretty simple and doesn't use any unusual ingredients, so I encourage you to try making them anyway. When making bread, weighing ingredients will give you the most consistent results. But if you can't get a kitchen scale, make sure you're fluffing your flour before you scoop. And then, use a knife or other straight edge to level off your measuring cup. Otherwise, you're likely to add too much flour and make a tough dough instead of the soft one we're going for. I'm adding the flour directly to my food processor container with dough attachment to make things easy on my hands. But you can also do this manually in a bowl. It doesn't take that much effort, but friends, you know, my tendonitis makes everything more of an effort than it should be. Thank goodness for modern technology, am I right? Then 1 teaspoon of sugar. This bread will just be a touch sweet. Next, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of instant yeast. That's half an envelope if you're using envelopes. If you're using traditional, not instant yeast, use the same amount but dissolve it in warm water along with sugar first before adding it to the flour. Then mix. If you're doing this manually, you can use chopsticks to get in the mood. Then use clean hands to knead for 5 to 10 minutes or until smooth. Or if you're using a food processor like me, process until the mixture forms a dough ball. It doesn't take long, about a minute or less. Then give it just a little air to breathe, let it sit in a warm, draft-free location, and let it rise for an hour or until doubled in size. In the meantime, we can start on the jackfruit. Drain and rinse your jackfruit lightly, dry them off, then slice up the pieces. We want them to be fairly thin, a little less than an 1/8 inch thick or about 3 millimeters, so the marinade can really soak in. You might be wondering, can I use tofu instead? Maybe jackfruit is hard for you to get, or you just want those high protein gains. Either way, the answer is yes, and it's pretty bomb, but you won't get the same kind of meaty texture, so just know that. Then again, if you're a tofu lover, you might not give a flying fudgicle. Also, get as much water out of the tofu before you marinate it for best results. Otherwise, the process is the same. For the marinade, dump everything in, except the oil, which I just accidentally added in first. So this is a case of do as I say, not as I did. That's maple syrup. I guess you could use the sweet syrup of your choice, but I've only tested with maple since it's the best syrup. Add dark soy sauce and Chinese black vinegar, or balsamic vinegar as a second best alternative, and Chinese 5-spice powder and garlic powder. I know what you're thinking. Did you use a clove of fresh, crushed garlic instead? Yeah, that would probably be good. What about ginger? To which I say, these are your vegan guapao, and there are no rules. But yeah, ginger would probably be good, but too late now. Add the jackfruit and give it a good mix. Now would be a good time to add oil, and oil does make a big difference to the finished texture. If you don't use oil, the jackfruit will turn out tough and chewy rather than tender with roasty, crispy bits. In any case, set that aside to marinate for half an hour, so chill out, watch a few What I Ate videos, and have yourself a little breaky poo. You deserve it! After your dough has been rising for an hour, it should be at least doubled in size. Of course, it depends on how warm your space is. The warmer it is, the faster your dough will rise. Punch it down or do it the lazy way like me. Then flour your clean work surface. Flour your clean hands too to minimize sticking, and pull that dough out. It will be sticky, but do your best. I'm using a glove on one hand because I cut myself pretty good a couple weeks ago and no one wants to see that mess in their bread. Use a little flour to help you roll that into a log so you can divide up the dough evenly. We're going to work with each piece, but first get some parchment paper and cut it into squares. This will make the next steps easier, just you wait and see. Roll each piece into a ball. I make them smooth by gathering the edges and pressing them together in the middle. Then, with the puckered side down, roll it on your work surface. Next, I'll take my handy dandy empty bottle rolling pin, add a touch of flour, and roll out. This dough should be pretty easy to roll out with a light touch. After we have all the dough rolled out, we can fold them over. Pull one side out a little so the shape is oblong, not perfectly round, and fold over. Repeat until you have 8 little dough tacos. Now cover them again and let them rise. It's a good time to bake that jackfruit. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius. Lay out the jackfruit slices on a parchment-lined baking sheet. Space them out as much as you can so they can bake evenly. And when your oven is ready, bake for 30 minutes. About halfway through, you can flip the jackfruit. I think the texture is better when you do the flip, less chance of accidentally getting burnt bits. But maybe you like burnt bits, so you do you. We're getting close to done now, so check on your buns. Are they all puffed up like this? If they are, you can steam them. You can also freeze them for later, but if you're doing that, check the printed recipe for my notes for best results. Since they're on parchment, you can easily lift them into your steamer baskets. Try not to knock into them or they will deflate. And give them plenty of room, they're gonna puff up again almost double. Get some water boiling and set the buns on top. If you don't have a steamer contraption like this, you should probably get one, but check out the description box for alternatives. You can also bake the buns at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes, but of course, they won't be the magical puffy soft things that are steamed buns anymore. The jackfruit is done now. Thanks to the magic of parchment paper, we can just slide them on into a bowl. Look at that meaty texture. Just look at it. Now is a good time to get your condiments ready. Do you have to use kettle-cooked jalapeno-flavored peanuts? No, but they are bomb, vegan-friendly, and they were on sale, cheaper than the normal ones, so that's the main reason I have them. You go ahead and use any peanuts you like. And we have aquafaba mayo, which is not really a normal condiment for guapao, but meh. To make the peanut topping, combine peanuts and a teaspoon of sugar and blitz in a blender or food processor until you have a grainy powder. Don't overblend though, or you'll make peanut butter, which is also good, but that's not what we're going for here. This stuff is super tasty. Great on hot dogs, porridge, or wherever you want a little salty and sweet crunch. After 15 minutes of steaming, your buns should be done, but don't take the lid off just yet. Take the steamer off the heat and let it rest for 5 minutes. Then reveal that puffy steamed bun perfection! You can pry these open, but it's neater with a knife. A little mayo, 'cause I just really love mayo. And that tender jackfruit with little crispy edges. Fresh cilantro and peanut topping. You might be wondering, where's the pickled mustard? Truth is, I forgot. I had a few filming issues, and in that mess I just totally forgot about it. It's good stuff though, so if you can get it, add a little pickled mustard in. It's very salty, slightly tangy, and not at all like regular pickles. But if you can't get it, these vegan guabao are still excellent without. This tastes so good! Savory, tangy, sweet flavors, tender meatiness and roasty bits of jackfruit, a little crunch of peanuts, and soft, freshly steamed bun. Give me a thumbs up if you love steamed buns too. And while you're at it, why not share this recipe with anyone you know who loves steamed buns? And that's it. I really hope you give these a try. I think you're gonna love them. And let me know what other goodies you want me to veganize next. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe for more easy, delicious vegan recipes. Coming soon, my latest favorite vegan bacon and my ultimate guide for making your own tofu from scratch. Bye for now!